Guys, before we get started, if this video showed up in your For You page, please take a second, drop down in the comment section and let me know. You can just comment FYP. This lets me know that YouTube's not censoring my content from you, and it helps with the algorithm. It shows that you're engaging with the video and helps push my videos to other people. Also, YouTube has a new feature where you can hype a video. Below the video, just scroll across, find the hype button, and hit that hype button. You can do it up to 3 times a week, all on the same video if you wish. When you hit that hype button, it also helps push this content to other people, and I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. We're taking a look at another suppressor today. This one, a hard use military suppressor from LMT, a very popular, well-known manufacturer of hard use AR platform rifles. They do provide weapons to the military that have to stand up to extremely hard abuse, and they've carried that same philosophy over to their suppressor lineup. The suppressor we're looking at today is the LMT Ion K. This is their little short 5.56 suppressor. We'll go over all the specs and features, then we'll take it over and put some rounds through it and see how this can performs. I haven't shot this can yet. I'm not really expecting really insane sound performance. That's not really what this can was built for. This can was built to withstand multiple rounds of fire in a military use scenario. It's built to eliminate as much flash as possible, and we'll definitely be testing that out when the sun goes all the way down. On top of that, it is built as a low back pressure suppressor, so it doesn't add a bunch of pressure back to your system, being much harder on your gun for wear and tear. And that low back pressure system, of course, cuts back on those toxic gases that the shooter's exposed to, so that's always a really welcome feature in a suppressor nowadays. Guys, I need to take a minute to tell you about our channel sponsor, Aura. You know those annoying spam calls you get from marketers wanting to sell you something? You ever wonder how they get your info? Well, they get that info from data brokers. Data brokers make money by selling your information, and they make billions of dollars doing it. The bad part about it, it's legal for them to do this. Now, they are required to remove your info if you request, but they make it nearly impossible to track down every data broker and get that information removed. Aura does all the legwork, contacts all these companies and data brokers, and erases your information from their systems. On top of all that, you get a secure VPN, antivirus software, a password manager, and more. Aura will monitor 24/7 to make sure your identity is secure. You get real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, and they let you know immediately if your information's found on the dark web. With Aura, you get US-based support available 24/7. You get $5 million in identity theft protection insurance, so you have that peace of mind knowing you're protected. I'm sure you've probably seen tons of ads for identity theft protection services, but trust me, they're not like Aura. Aura offers much more than just identity theft protection. And if you're still hesitant, the best way to try it out is by using my link, aura.com/Kentucky Tactical. That'll give you 14 days free to try out the service. Within that 14 days, Aura will go in, find out where your information's being exposed and sold. This is a valuable service that I just signed up for myself. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable, and you shouldn't either. This is also where I like to thank my channel members. Your all support means the world to me. I greatly appreciate it. If anyone would like to join them and get access to exclusive features, just hit that join button beneath the video. That puts you on the front lines of helping to grow this channel, and it's greatly appreciated. Alright guys, real quick, let's go over the specs and features of the LMT Ion K. This is a dedicated 5.56 suppressor. It's designed to reduce back pressure on the shooter and the firearm. Of course, this suppressor is going to reduce the sound of your firearm. They've designed a really gnarly flash hider here on the end of the can. In military scenarios, flash reduction is usually the very most important part of a suppressor. They're not really so much concerned about the sound reduction as they are the flash reduction. Another important aspect of a hard use military style suppressor is how durable it is, and they've built the Ion K to be as durable as it possibly can be. This suppressor is full auto rated with no barrel restrictions. This can has passed Special Operations Command stress test protocols, which is 6 cycles of 8 magazines per cycle, 1,440 rounds in total. That is a whole lot of abuse for a suppressor to stand up to. This suppressor is able to withstand that due to the way it is constructed. It's made with a combination of heat-treated stainless steel and Inconel. Your baffles inside are going to be made from Inconel, which, as you know by now if you watch the channel, is an incredibly strong metal and a really great material to build suppressors with. It has very high heat and abrasion resistance, making it a great material for suppressors. The Ion K does have a removable end cap, and the mount's removable and replaceable. The Ion K is hub threaded 1.375 by 24, so it will accept any industry standard mount, though it does come with an excellent Xeno compatible mount, as well as its own Xeno style muzzle device. My Ion K came with this single port muzzle brake. This will be my first experience with Xeno style suppressor mounts, and I'm really impressed with it so far. It does attach with a left-hand thread pattern and secures up to a taper on the muzzle device and in the mount. Tapers work best for aligning and securing suppressors. It takes more force to loosen than it does to tighten it on, so you really don't have to crank down when you put these suppressors on when the taper's involved. I usually just put mine down hand tight and just barely give it a little bit of a snug. So far I've never had a suppressor work loose that was attached using any form of taper mount. On top of that, Xeno adds a left-hand thread pattern, which makes it even more improbable that it would work its way loose. So the can comes with a very secure mounting system, and if you're not happy with what it comes with, or you're already dedicated to a certain suppressor mount, like I said, the can is hub threaded, so you could swap it out to whatever your favorite mount is. LMT sends a very robust, very high quality tool with their suppressors, and the tool has a section for the base of the suppressor, a section that works with their mounts, and a section that will attach and remove their end caps. This suppressor does use a laser welded construction, so we're not working with a 3D printed suppressor here. This is our traditional laser welded can. The suppressor itself is coated in C-Series Cerakote, while the base and end cap are PVD treated. Now the body of the Ion K itself weighs in at 12.7 ounces, and with the base and end cap it weighs in at 15.7 ounces. The length of the body itself is 4.63 inches, and with the base and end cap it comes in at 5.26 inches. So a nice compact suppressor, definitely coming in that K size range. The Ion K is 1.74 inches in diameter, which I really like. I love these big beefy, big diameter suppressors. You get that extra volume to mitigate that sound, and I just can't think of any negatives to having just a little bit larger diameter suppressor. I think it looks better, and it's going to help the performance of the suppressor. Alright guys, that's the specs and features for the LMT Ion K. Let's get it mounted up to this 10.3 inch Mark 18. Head over and see how this suppressor performs. Alright, here's a look at the Ion K mounted up to my Mark 18 here. This is a Daniel Defense Mark 18 with the Riz 3 rail. We'll be shooting 55 grain M193 ammo. Let's see what it sounds like. Take an ear off and listen to it. Alright, not too bad, not bad at all. Not something you'd want to be exposed to over too many rounds, but definitely manageable. Do have a little bit of discomfort in the ear, but not bad at all. It definitely takes the edge off that 5.56 round. It's definitely not putting a bunch of pressure back into the system. I'm still getting about the same ejection pattern I get when I'm unsuppressed. Definitely a low back pressure suppressor. Yeah, getting right at about a 3 o'clock ejection pattern. Really nice. Suppressor has a really nice tone to it. It's not bad at all. Definitely low back pressure. Let's run a few more rounds through it. Alright, we'll just dump this mag. Definitely getting her hot. That's one good thing about this can. You don't have to worry about hurting it any with your firing schedule. You're probably not going to shoot this can enough to really hurt it too bad. Guys, check out Golden Web's YouTube channel. If y'all ain't subscribed, head over subscribe to Golden Web, another Kentucky YouTube channel, but they do burn down, suppressor, and firearm burn downs. Really cool content. They've tested the LMT Ion suppressors. Head over, check them out, and see just how tough these suppressors really are. Alright, we've let it get dark. Let's see how well the Ion K suppresses the flash signature of 5.56. Alright, now we got the Ion K mounted up to my 14.5 inch BCM. Let's see how this can sounds on a 14.5. Gassing's real good, still getting a good ejection pattern. Can sounds really nice. Let me take an ear off. Yeah, a lot more pleasant on a 14.5 inch. Definitely got a little whiff of gas there, but not bad at all. I could tell by the ejection pattern we weren't getting an excess amount of back pressure back from this can. Let's go over my final thoughts real quick and we'll wrap this video up. I think the Ion K performed really well. It's definitely a reduced back pressure can. That's real easy to tell with the suppressor. If you attach your suppressor and your ejection pattern drastically changes, that's a sure sign that you're getting excess back pressure back from the suppressor. Typically you want your gun to eject around 3 o'clock. Once you attach your suppressor, if it starts ejecting at 2:30, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, that's a telltale sign that you can use to gauge how much back pressure the suppressor's adding to the system. This is a super smooth shooting gun, typically ejects between 3 and 3:30, and that's about right where we were at with the Ion K attached. As far as sound performance, the Ion K performed admirably for a 5.56 K can that's this short. It does have a really nice tone to it. Now, there are quieter cans on the market, but I don't think being the most quiet can on the market is exactly what LMT was shooting for with this can. Most of all, they wanted to make a very strong, durable suppressor, and they've definitely done that. The Inconel and stainless steel construction of this can is going to make it extremely durable. This is a very hard use suppressor. This is the kind of can you can buy and not have to worry about it wearing out too soon, getting baffle erosion very quickly. You could put a lot of abuse on this suppressor. As far as flash suppression goes, the can did pretty good. For a short can like this, it takes quite a bit to cut that flash out. There was definitely some flash present, but not a real huge amount. One thing I do want to point out, I did notice that the baffles in this suppressor are not clipped. If you're not sure what a clipped baffle means, I'll put a picture up on the screen of what a clipped baffle looks like. But it's the little notch that you see cut out on the baffles, and that notch provides turbulence in the can, help disrupt that gas flow, making for a much quieter can usually. Now, I'm not a suppressor engineer, and I'm sure LMT knows what they're doing, but from my personal experience, I think this can would be just a little bit quieter if it had some clipped baffles. Again, I'm not a suppressor engineer. I may be totally wrong in this instance. I'm sure there's probably a really good reason why LMT chose not to clip the baffles in the ion suppressors. It does have an outer cavity of the suppressor for the flow-through properties. There could be some features in there that you just can't see that create that turbulence that make clip baffles unnecessary. This can does have a really nice sound to it. Typically in a traditional cam with unclipped baffles, it's actually pretty loud, and for a little short K can, this suppressor does sound good. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they've got some other feature designed into this suppressor that creates that turbulence. Now you guys have seen all the shots that I've put through this suppressor in this video, so this is nowhere close to a long-term review. This is more of an overview of this suppressor. Once we get a couple thousand rounds on it, we'll come back and do more of a long-term review. I do need to let you guys know LMT did provide this suppressor to the channel so I could check it out and show it to you guys. I really appreciate them for sending the can. I don't accept any money to do content on any products. LMT only provided the suppressor. I paid for the tax stamp myself, and no money exchanged hands. They certainly didn't ask me to say anything good or bad about the suppressor, just to share my honest thoughts with you all, and that's what we're doing. I'm really glad to see LMT jumping into the suppressor world. They make very high quality products. It's always been a dream of mine to own one of their ARs. I've got a ton of respect for the company and what they do. There's a reason LMT has built such a good, solid reputation. They make very high quality stuff. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and wrap this video up there. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel. I've got a few more 556 suppressors to look at. Once I get done with all the individual videos, we'll come back and do a comparison of all these 556 suppressors. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. You're not going to want to miss out on that video. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out a lot. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the LMT Ion K. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed with all notifications. Be safe, be dangerous, and be sure to catch me on the next video.